You knew something was off about that person within minutes. No proof, just a quiet certainty. And weeks later, you were right. If you've lived that exact moment, stay with me. My name is Taro. I'm a life coach from Japan, a licensed teacher by training, and an INFJ myself. I've spent more than 10,000 hours of my life listening to people, and more than 100 of my coaching sessions have been with one type of person, INFJs. So the 7 signs I'm about to share aren't theory. They are the exact words I've heard over and over from real INFJs. And the 7th one is probably the thing you've most needed to hear and least often heard. Stay for that one. Sign 1. You can feel who someone really is within minutes. That moment I described at the start, you've lived it more than once. Something in you says, what this person is saying and what they're actually feeling don't match. You can't explain how you know, but you know. This isn't magic. It's your dominant function, introverted intuition, quietly processing an enormous amount of information, facial expressions, tone of voice, the tiny pauses between words. But here's the real problem. After years of being told you're overthinking it, many INFJs stop trusting this ability. In my sessions, it almost always comes up as regret. I knew from the beginning, I just didn't listen to myself. Sign 2. Everyone opens up to you, but you open up to no one. People confess things to you, deep things. Sometimes complete strangers tell you their life story and then say, I've never told anyone that. But flip it around. When was the last time you truly opened up to someone? If you had to stop and think just now, that pause is your answer. Being the listener is built so deeply into you that somewhere along the way, you decided your own troubles would be a burden on others. So when someone asks how you're doing, you say, I'm fine. And the strange part is, you're not even lying on purpose. The words come out before you've checked whether they're true. Everyone's counselor, no one's client. It's one of the most common patterns I see, and most INFJs have never even noticed it. And all the words you never say out loud, they don't disappear. They go somewhere. Sign 3. You rehearse conversations that haven't happened and replay ones that have. Tomorrow's difficult conversation, you've already run the simulation 5 times. That awkward thing you said 5 years ago, still on replay at 2 in the morning. And here's the part nobody sees. Most of those imagined conversations will never happen. You know that. You run them anyway, because for your mind, being unprepared feels more dangerous than being exhausted. This isn't a memory problem. It's the engine of your intuition, comparing past patterns with future possibilities, and it doesn't come with an off switch. Now take that always-on mind and walk it into a crowded room. Sign 4. You feel loneliest in a crowd. At the party, you smile, you make conversation, you do everything right. You even planned your exit an hour in advance, the polite goodbye that would draw the least attention. And on the way home, a wave of loneliness hits you out of nowhere. Here's why. 100 shallow connections cannot do the job of one deep one. Your loneliness is not the absence of people, it's the absence of being understood. And when that absence goes on long enough, it leads to the most misunderstood thing an INFJ ever does. Sign 5. You endure to the limit, then end things suddenly. For months you send small signals, little requests, quiet mentions of being tired. They go unheard. So you endure and endure and endure, until one day, quietly, the door closes. INFJs have a name for this, the door slam. From the outside it looks sudden, even cold, but inside you it was never sudden. It was the last page of a very long book that no one else bothered to read. 2 signs left, and the 7th is still the one I most want you to hear. Sign 6. You can't run on it's just a job. A well-paid job with no meaning slowly drains the life out of you, but when the work actually means something to you, you'll pour yourself into it for free. This looks like a weakness. It isn't. It's a different fuel type. You don't run on money or status. You run on meaning. Put the wrong fuel in an engine and it won't move, and there is nothing wrong with the engine. And sign 7. Deep down, you believe something is wrong with you. This is the one I really wanted to say today. If you've been nodding along to the first 6 signs, then somewhere in your life, maybe very early, you probably reached a quiet conclusion. I'm not normal. Everyone else can do this. Something in me is broken. Maybe you've never said that sentence out loud. You didn't have to. It's been running in the background for years. After more than 100 sessions with INFJs, let me say this as clearly as I can. You are not broken. You are rare. You grew up in a world designed for the other 98%. Feeling off in that world is not a malfunction. It's the expected result. You have been a perfectly functioning INFJ, grading yourself with the wrong rubric. So, how many of the 7 were you? Put the number in the comments. I read every single one. If you're still wondering whether you're really an INFJ, there's a free assessment linked in the description. It takes about 3 minutes. And in the next video, I'll show you a centuries-old Japanese practice called yoshuku, where farmers celebrated the harvest before planting a single seed, and why I think it fits the way an INFJ mind already works. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thank you for being here. Welcome home.